Ladies and gentlemen, imagine for a moment that you stand on the edge of a cliff, looking out at a vast, endless horizon. Everything you desire, every hope and ambition lies somewhere out there in that vastness. And as you stretch your hand out toward it, you might feel as though it's slipping further away. But what if I told you that everything you seek is seeking you? What if that very horizon is moving toward you just as you reach out toward it? This isn't a poetic metaphor or mere words of comfort. It's a profound truth that has the power to reshape the very core how you live and what you believe is possible. This truth holds within it the key to transforming your life and manifesting your greatest dreams. When we talk about the things we desire, be it success, love, health, or happiness, it's easy to view them as something outside of ourselves, something we have to chase down, struggle for, or earn by proving our worth. But here lies a secret. The life you long for is not only waiting for you, it is actively drawing itself toward you, just as you are drawn toward it. The very energy of your desire carries a magnetic pull, creating a connection between you and what you want most. Let's take this journey together, and I promise by the end of it, you'll see your dreams in a whole new light. When you feel desire, it's essential to recognize that it isn't a random, fleeting feeling. Desires are deeply meaningful. They act as a reflection of your inner truth and as signals from the universe, indicating what's possible for you. Desires are not arbitrary, they are specific to your spirit and the potential realities that await you. In other words, your desires are deeply linked to your purpose, and by pursuing them, you are responding to a calling from within. The idea that every desire is a reflection might seem mystical, but consider it for a moment. Whenever you feel a deep yearning, it's almost as though a part of you already knows it's possible. The energy that makes you crave something, a fulfilling relationship, career, or lifestyle, is not a mere whim. This energy reflects an aspect of yourself that's already aligned with that reality, even if it hasn't yet physically manifested. In some way, your desires represent pieces of a puzzle waiting to come together, urging you to take action and pursue them. Imagine you're drawn to a goal that seems larger than life. Why would that desire exist in you unless there was some reality where it could be fulfilled? When you understand this, your desires start to feel less like wishful thinking and more like messages guiding you toward your truest self. Desires illuminate paths we might never have seen otherwise. They are bridges between where we are and the life we could have, urging us forward with a magnetic pull. Desires also bring about growth. When you seek something, you're not only aiming to acquire it, you're also growing into the person capable of receiving it. In this way, desire serves as both a goal and a journey. The journey towards realizing your desires forces you to evolve, overcome challenges, and ultimately become a stronger, more refined version of yourself. Thus, desire is a mirror that reflects not just what you want, but also the person you are meant to become. Desire functions as a compass. When you deeply tune in to what you want, it naturally aligns your actions and choices with your goals. As you act in alignment with your desires, the entire universe seems to respond, opening doors and creating opportunities that align with your path. This isn't mere coincidence, it's a dynamic interaction where the energy of your desires guides your steps, connecting you to the very reality you seek. Desires serve as a reminder that the things you wish for are not foreign to you, they're already part of your reality. You wouldn't feel a pull toward them if they were unattainable. Instead, they act as reflections of potential realities that already exist within the vast field of possibilities. This realization allows you to approach life not as a passive recipient but as an active creator, aligning yourself with those possibilities and pulling them closer with each step. Belief is not simply a thought in your mind, it is a foundational force shaping your experience. When you believe something with conviction, it influences your actions, feelings, and interactions with the world around you. Belief isn't just something you hold in your mind, it is a magnetic force that attracts people, circumstances, and opportunities to you. When you assume the outcome you desire is inevitable, you automatically shift your energy to align with that reality, effectively bringing it closer to you. The power of assumption is especially potent because it bypasses doubt. Often we spend so much time analyzing and questioning our worthiness or abilities that we paralyze ourselves. But by assuming that what we want is already ours, we step into a mindset of certainty. This certainty then influences how we carry ourselves, how we interact with others, and how we approach challenges. It cultivates a state of mind where we no longer fear failure or rejection because we know that our desired outcome is on its way. Assumption creates a bridge to your goals by making you act as if they are already achieved. For instance, if you assume success in your career, you start showing up with confidence, speaking with authority, and pursuing opportunities with boldness. This approach naturally attracts success because you are behaving like someone who is already successful. Your belief influences not just your own actions but also the perceptions and responses of others, creating a feedback loop that reinforces your assumption. Consider how powerful it feels to approach life with the assumption that good things are always on the way. It shifts your perception from one of scarcity to one of abundance, which allows you to appreciate every small win as a sign of more to come. This abundant mindset makes you resilient, able to brush off setbacks with ease, knowing they're temporary and that the ultimate outcome is already assured. When you move from a place of assumption, setbacks become stepping stones, and obstacles transform into opportunities for growth. This doesn't mean you should be blind to reality. Instead, it means you actively choose to focus on the version of reality that aligns with your desired outcome. The power of belief and assumption reshapes your world by making your mind the architect of your experience. When you shift your perspective, the outer world begins to mirror your inner assumptions, responding to the energy you project. This is the essence of belief, a knowing that transforms dreams into realities, thoughts into tangible outcomes. As you deepen your belief, you'll notice that your life begins to flow with a natural ease, as if every step you take is guided. The more you believe, the more you'll find that the universe opens up pathways for you, almost as if responding to your conviction. Belief doesn't just change your mindset, it changes the very fabric of your life, bringing your desires closer with each confident thought and action. Imagination is one of the most powerful tools you possess, often underestimated in its potential. It is through imagination that all things are created. Before anything exists in the physical world, it first exists as a thought, an image, or an idea within the mind. This is why imagination is more than just daydreaming. It is a creative force, a blueprint of what can be. When you visualize your desires vividly and consistently, you're laying the groundwork for their physical manifestation. Think of your mind as a canvas and your imagination as the paintbrush. With every image you hold, every scene you create, you're painting the reality you wish to experience. Each time you envision a goal, you're aligning your mind with that outcome. And as you repeat this process, the lines between imagination and reality begin to blur. Your mind starts to accept these images as truth, and soon enough, the universe responds by bringing that truth into your physical experience. Imagination has the unique ability to bypass the limits of logic and reason, allowing you to explore possibilities beyond what seems feasible. This is crucial, as many of our desires often appear too ambitious or unattainable at first glance. But when you allow yourself to imagine without restriction, you create a space where these desires can thrive. The mind doesn't distinguish between real and imagined experiences, so when you vividly picture yourself achieving your goals, your subconscious begins to work toward that reality. To harness the full power of imagination, practice visualizing your desires as if they are happening right now. Imagine not only what it looks like, but also what it feels like to have achieved that dream. Engage all your senses, see the colors, hear the sounds, feel the textures. The more detailed your vision, the stronger the emotional response, and the closer you bring that reality to you. This process imprints your desires onto your subconscious, effectively programming it to align your thoughts and actions with your goals. Imagination is also a tool for problem solving. When obstacles arise, use your imagination to see beyond them. Visualize solutions, Imagine successful outcomes, and you'll find that the answers you need begin to emerge naturally. This creative process allows you to maintain a solution-oriented mindset, keeping you focused on possibilities rather than limitations. It's not just a passive exercise, it's an active way of bringing your inner visions to life. Every great accomplishment begins in the mind, and every significant change starts with a shift in perspective. When you use your imagination to create the life you want, you're not only shaping your future, you're actively participating in its creation. Imagination is the force that makes the invisible visible, the unreal real. It is through imagination that you hold the power to transform your life, bringing into existence everything that once seemed like a distant dream. Every desire has a unique frequency, and aligning yourself with that frequency is essential to manifesting it in your life. Think of it like tuning into a radio station. If you want to listen to a specific station, you must tune your radio to its frequency. In the same way, if you want to bring your desires into your reality, you need to align your energy with the frequency of those desires. This means adopting the feelings, thoughts, and attitudes that match what you want to attract. When you align with the frequency of your desires, you're in sync with the energy that brings those desires into your life. Alignment is a matter of becoming energetically compatible with what you seek. For instance, if you desire abundance, embody a mindset of abundance. This involves focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, and cultivating feelings of gratitude and prosperity. When you feel abundant, you're emitting the frequency of abundance, which attracts similar energy into your life. This principle applies to all areas of life, whether it's love, health, success, or happiness. Aligning your inner state with your desired outcome brings that outcome closer. Negative thoughts and doubts can disrupt this alignment, pulling you out of the frequency of what you want. For instance, if you're constantly worried about not having enough, you're tuning into the frequency of lack. This will only attract more of that lack into your life. Shifting your thoughts to focus on abundance and possibility, even in small ways, can help you regain alignment. Practicing positive affirmations, visualizing your goals, and surrounding yourself with uplifting influences are ways to strengthen your alignment and maintain that frequency. To better understand alignment, consider how it feels when you're truly in sync with a goal. There's a sense of ease, flow, and even excitement. You feel motivated and inspired, and opportunities seem to appear effortlessly. This is not mere coincidence, but a result of you being in alignment with your desires. The universe responds to this frequency by sending you the experiences, people, and resources that resonate with that energy. By aligning yourself energetically, you become a magnet for your desires, drawing them toward you. Alignment also affects the quality of your actions. When you're in alignment, every action you take is infused with confidence and purpose. You're no longer acting out of fear or desperation, but from a place of clarity and assurance. This shift transforms ordinary actions into powerful manifestations, as each step you take is a reflection of the energy you hold within. It's not just about taking action, but taking action from a state of alignment, where every step feels natural and inspired. Aligning with the frequency of your desires requires consistent effort and awareness. It means checking in with yourself regularly, examining your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs, and making adjustments as needed. Sometimes alignment is a process of letting go of old beliefs or fears that no longer serve you. As you release these lower frequencies, you make space for higher vibrations, bringing you closer to the life you envision. With each adjustment, you fine-tune your frequency, becoming increasingly aligned with your desires. By consciously aligning with the energy of your desires, you invite them into your life more effortlessly. This alignment is not about forcing outcomes, but about becoming the person who naturally attracts those outcomes. It's a journey of transformation, where you evolve to match the energy of what you seek, drawing it to you with ease and grace. Resistance is often the silent force that keeps us from realizing our desires. When we hold on too tightly to a specific outcome, become overly attached, or constantly worry about how things will happen, we create resistance. This resistance acts as an energetic block, preventing us from receiving what we seek. Letting go is about releasing this resistance, allowing things to flow naturally without forcing or controlling every detail. By letting go, you make space for the universe to work in ways that you may not have anticipated. Letting go does not mean giving up on your desires, it means releasing your need to control how they will manifest. Often, when we desire something, we become fixated on a particular path or outcome. We assume we know the best way for things to unfold, but this assumption limits us. The universe has infinite ways to bring your desires to fruition, many of which are beyond your current understanding. When you let go, you open yourself to possibilities and solutions that you may not have considered. Releasing resistance requires trust in yourself, in the process, and in the universe. This trust allows you to focus on what you can control, like your thoughts, emotions, and actions, without obsessing over the things that are outside of your control. Trusting that what you seek is already on its way to you brings a sense of peace and confidence. It frees you from the anxiety of wondering if or when it will happen, replacing it with the certainty that it's already unfolding in perfect timing. One effective way to let go of resistance is to shift your focus from the outcome to the present moment. Often our resistance stems from our preoccupation with the future and the outcome of our desires. By staying present, you bring your attention back to what you can do right now. This shift in focus allows you to enjoy the journey rather than becoming overly fixated on the destination. When you find joy and satisfaction in the present, you naturally release the resistance around your desires. Letting go also involves surrendering your expectations. Many of us have rigid expectations of how our desires should look and how they should come to us. But often these expectations are rooted in ego, which limits us. When you surrender these expectations, you allow your desires to manifest in ways that may be even better than what you originally imagined. By letting go of how and when, you invite the universe to surprise you with outcomes that are aligned with your highest good. Another aspect of letting go is releasing emotional attachments to the outcome. When you're emotionally attached to a specific result, every delay or obstacle feels like a setback, leading to frustration and doubt. But when you detach emotionally, you remain centered and balanced, regardless of external circumstances. This emotional detachment doesn't mean you're indifferent, it means you're resilient. You're still committed to your desires, but you're not allowing temporary challenges to disrupt your inner peace. Letting go is a practice of patience and faith. It requires a willingness to step back, to trust the timing and the process, and to embrace the unknown. As you release resistance, you create a clear and open pathway for your desires to flow into your life. You're no longer holding them at arm's length, but inviting them into your reality with ease and openness. Gratitude is a powerful force in the process of attracting your desires. When you're grateful, you acknowledge the abundance already present in your life, which shifts your focus from lack to abundance. This shift in perspective creates a magnetic field around you, attracting more of what you appreciate. Gratitude is not just a nice practice, it's a vibration, a frequency of abundance and fulfillment that aligns you with the energy of what you desire. Practicing gratitude daily cultivates an abundance mindset. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you start to see what you already have, which brings feelings of joy, satisfaction, and contentment. These emotions are aligned with the vibration of your desires, creating an energetic match. By focusing on what you're grateful for, you raise your vibration, making you a natural magnet for experiences that resonate with that same frequency of abundance. Gratitude also enhances your awareness of the blessings around you. When you take time to acknowledge the good in your life, you become more attuned to positive experiences and opportunities that you might otherwise overlook. This heightened awareness helps you notice small signs and synchronicities that are guiding you toward your desires. With each moment of gratitude, you strengthen your connection to the present, where life's magic truly unfolds. Expressing gratitude for your desires as if they're already fulfilled is another powerful technique. When you feel grateful for something you haven't yet received, you're signaling to the universe that it's already yours. This approach aligns you with the feeling of having what you want, which draws it to you even faster. By acting as if you embody the energy of fulfillment, bridging the gap between your current reality and your desired outcome. Gratitude has a ripple effect on your relationships and interactions with others. When you're grateful, you exude a positive energy that uplifts those around you. This energy not only strengthens your connections with others, but also creates an environment of support and positivity. People are drawn to those who radiate gratitude and joy, which can lead to opportunities, collaborations, and friendships that align with your path. Gratitude reduces stress and cultivates a peaceful mind. When you're focused on what's going well, your mind is less likely to dwell on worries or negative thoughts. This inner peace creates a fertile ground for your desires to grow. A mind at ease is a powerful tool, free from the distractions of doubt and fear, and focused on the joy of the present moment. Gratitude is the ultimate expression of trust in the universe. By acknowledging the goodness in your life, you're telling the universe, I trust that more of this is coming my way. It's an affirmation that abundance is your natural state, and it reinforces your belief that what you seek is already seeking you. In the end, gratitude opens your heart and mind, creating an effortless flow of energy that brings your desires closer with each thankful thought. Divine timing is an essential aspect of manifesting your desires. Often we become fixated on timelines, expecting our dreams to materialize within a specific period. However, the universe operates on a timeline that is often different from our own. Divine timing means that everything unfolds exactly when it's meant to, even if it doesn't align with our immediate expectations. Trusting in this timing is crucial, as it allows you to let go of impatience and embrace the journey with peace. When you trust in divine timing, you recognize that delays are not denials. Sometimes a delay is a gift, a chance for you to grow, learn, or prepare for what's coming. Often we are not yet ready for the things we desire, and the waiting period serves as a time of preparation. During this period, you may develop new skills, gain insights, or encounter experiences that enrich you, making you more aligned with your goals when they do arrive. Divine timing also involves trusting that the universe knows the perfect time for things to happen. There may be factors, people, or circumstances that need to come into alignment before your desire can manifest fully. When you let go of your need to control the timeline, you open yourself to receive in ways that are often far greater than what you initially envisioned. Divine timing works in harmony with the energy of your desires, orchestrating events in ways that may surprise and delight you. Trusting in divine timing requires patience, but it's a patience filled with faith and confidence. It's the kind of patience that understands that waiting doesn't mean stagnation. Instead, it's an active state of readiness, where you're preparing yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually for the manifestation of your dreams. During this time, you're not passively waiting, but actively aligning with the energy of your desires, knowing they will come when the time is right. Divine timing often brings clarity and purpose to the journey itself. Instead of feeling frustrated or anxious about the delay, you begin to appreciate each step of the process, knowing it's contributing to the fulfillment of your desires. This perspective transforms the waiting period into a time of personal growth and discovery. You may find that the journey itself brings as much joy as the destination, filling your life with purpose and meaning. When you trust in divine timing, you become less reactive to setbacks. You understand that every challenge or detour is part of the bigger picture, leading you closer to your goal. This trust allows you to approach life with calm assurance, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't always match your expectations. You are able to enjoy the journey without being consumed by the need to reach the destination as quickly as possible. Divine timing is a testament to your faith in the universe. It's a declaration that you believe in something greater than your own understanding, a force that's guiding you toward your desires with wisdom and precision. By trusting in divine timing, you align with the flow of life, allowing your desires to manifest in the most beautiful, unexpected, and harmonious ways. Divine timing is a concept that reminds us everything unfolds precisely when it's supposed to. While we often crave immediate results, the universe operates on a different timeline, one that is perfectly calibrated to align with our highest good. When you place your trust in divine timing, you release the anxiety and impatience that often accompanies our deepest desires. Instead, you make space for faith, knowing that things will unfold in a way that's perfectly suited for you, even if it's not on your expected schedule. Trusting in divine timing means understanding that each delay is meaningful, not random. Sometimes we're simply not ready for the things we desire, and the waiting period serves as a time of preparation. In this time, you may encounter experiences, people, or lessons that enrich your journey, making you better equipped to handle your dreams when they arrive. The delay is not a denial, it's a gentle nudge to grow, learn, and align more closely with what you truly want and need. Divine timing also requires us to relinquish control over the how and when of our desires. We often imagine our dreams coming to us in a specific way, but the universe has a much broader view. It can see opportunities and possibilities that we might overlook. By letting go of the need to dictate every detail, you open yourself to paths that may surprise and delight you. This openness allows the universe to orchestrate events in a way that aligns with your energy and intentions, often bringing results far beyond what you initially envisioned. When you embrace divine timing, you cultivate patience. This patience is not passive waiting, but an active form of readiness, a willingness to grow, expand, and prepare for what's to come. During this period, you continue to nurture your dreams, take inspired actions, and stay focused on your goals. You know that, while you may not see immediate results, every step you take is contributing to your journey. This patience becomes a source of strength, allowing you to navigate challenges with grace and confidence. Divine timing also changes your relationship with setbacks. Instead of seeing obstacles as failures, you begin to recognize them as stepping stones, redirecting you toward an even better outcome. Trusting in divine timing helps you view life's twists and turns as part of a larger picture, where every experience has a purpose. This mindset helps you approach each day with calm assurance, knowing that everything is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't always align with your original plan. As you trust in divine timing, you'll find yourself less reactive to circumstances. You're no longer held back by frustration or impatience, but are able to stay centered and balanced regardless of external outcomes. This state of inner peace enhances your ability to enjoy the journey, focusing on each moment rather than constantly rushing toward the future. It allows you to savor the process, finding fulfillment in the path itself rather than just the destination. Divine timing is an affirmation of your faith in the universe. It's a powerful declaration that you trust a higher intelligence to guide you to your desires in the most harmonious way. By trusting in divine timing, you align yourself with life's natural flow, allowing your dreams to manifest beautifully, effortlessly, and in ways that support your highest potential. One of the most important yet often overlooked aspects of manifestation is embracing the journey itself. When we desire something, it's easy to become fixated on the end goal, overlooking the steps and experiences along the way. But the journey is where life's richness lies. It's where growth, learning, and self-discovery take place. By embracing the journey, you allow yourself to experience life fully, finding joy and meaning in every step. You begin to see the pursuit of your desires as an adventure, not merely a means to an end. When you focus solely on the destination, you miss out on the valuable insights and lessons that the journey provides. Each step toward your goal is an opportunity to learn something new about yourself, to develop resilience, and to cultivate inner strength. These experiences shape who you are, preparing you to receive your desires with a level of wisdom and gratitude that would otherwise be missing. Embracing the journey transforms challenges into growth opportunities, making you a stronger and more capable person. The journey also teaches you to appreciate the present moment. Often we become so focused on what we want that we forget to enjoy what we have. But every moment you spend striving for a goal is part of your life, and every day is a chance to create joy and fulfillment, regardless of whether or not you've achieved your end goal. By finding value in the present, you cultivate a sense of peace and contentment that enhances your journey, allowing you to move forward with ease and grace. Embracing the journey also strengthens your ability to handle setbacks. When you view each challenge as part of a larger story, you're less likely to be discouraged by temporary obstacles. Instead, you understand that every setback is a necessary part of the process, guiding you toward a deeper understanding of yourself and your goals. This mindset helps you maintain resilience and perseverance, even in the face of adversity. You begin to see setbacks not as failures but as essential steps on your path. When you embrace the journey, you also open yourself to unexpected gifts and blessings. Often the universe places people, opportunities, and experiences on our path that are meant to support us, even if they don't directly relate to our goal. By staying open to these moments, you enrich your experience and create a life filled with diverse and fulfilling encounters. You realize that the journey itself has its own beauty, filled with moments of joy, discovery, and connection. Moreover, embracing the journey helps you find a sense of purpose beyond the end goal. When you see each day as an opportunity for growth, you no longer rely solely on external achievements for fulfillment. Instead, you find meaning in the process itself, in the small wins, and in the personal growth that each step brings. This perspective creates a life of depth and fulfillment, where every moment is valued, regardless of whether or not you've reached your destination. By embracing the journey, you transform your entire approach to life. You're no longer chasing happiness in the future, but creating it in the present. You learn to trust the process, finding peace in knowing that each step is bringing you closer to your dreams. Embracing the journey is a powerful act of self-love and acceptance, allowing you to live fully, joyfully, and in alignment with your deepest desires. Manifesting your desires isn't just about achieving a goal, it's about becoming the person capable of holding and sustaining that reality. This is a process of transformation, where you evolve into a version of yourself that naturally attracts the life you envision. Instead of merely seeking outcomes, focus on embodying the qualities, attitudes, and beliefs that align with your desires. When you become the person who resonates with your goals, you naturally attract them without struggle. To attract what you desire, you must first cultivate the mindset of someone who already possesses it. If you seek success, develop the confidence, discipline, and resilience that successful people embody. If you desire love, cultivate self-love, compassion, and openness. These qualities create a magnetic energy, making you a natural match for the life you seek. By focusing on becoming, rather than acquiring, you shift from a mindset of lack to one of abundance, where you already possess the qualities of your desired reality. Becoming the person who attracts your desires also means aligning your habits and actions with your goals. Your daily routines, choices, and behaviors are all reflections of your inner state. If you're seeking financial abundance, cultivate habits of responsibility, generosity, and wise decision-making. If you desire health, prioritize self-care, healthy choices, and a positive attitude toward your body. Each action reinforces the energy you're cultivating, creating a strong foundation for the life you wish to manifest. This transformation requires self-reflection and a willingness to let go of old patterns. Often we hold on to beliefs and habits that are incompatible with the reality we desire. By examining these patterns and consciously choosing to release them, you make space for new ways of thinking and being. This process may feel uncomfortable at times as you step out of your comfort zone and into the unknown. But each step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to become, aligning you more deeply with your desires. Becoming the person who attracts your desires also involves practicing gratitude and humility. Recognize that growth is a journey and celebrate each step along the way. As you embody the qualities of your ideal self, express gratitude for the progress you're making. This gratitude reinforces the changes you're implementing, helping you stay committed to your growth. It also keeps you humble, reminding you that manifestation is not about getting, but about becoming, about aligning with your higher self. Moreover, this process of becoming naturally leads to greater self-acceptance. As you align with your desires, you begin to see yourself in a new light. You recognize your worth not because of external achievements, but because of the inner transformation taking place. This self-acceptance enhances your ability to attract your desires, as it reinforces your belief in your worthiness. You no longer question whether you deserve what you seek. You know that it's a natural extension of who you are becoming. By focusing on becoming the person who attracts your desires, you shift from a mindset of wanting to one of embodiment. This shift creates a profound sense of peace and fulfillment, as you realize that everything you desire is already within you, waiting to be expressed. You are no longer chasing outcomes but aligning with your true self, creating a life that reflects your highest potential and deepest aspirations. In this way, you become a powerful creator, drawing your desires to you with ease and authenticity. As you stand at this threshold, let everything you've heard today sink into the very core of your being. Understand that the life you desire is not something distant or separate from you. It's waiting for you, drawn to you with the same intensity with which you seek it. This is not a journey of chasing but of aligning, not a pursuit of what's far but an unfolding of what is already near, waiting for you to step into it, belief, clarity, and a calm, steadfast trust. When you allow yourself to believe that what you seek is truly seeking you, you shift from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. This shift is transformative, touching every corner of your life and lifting you out of limitation. The doubts, fears, and resistance that once held you back begin to dissolve, replaced by a quiet assurance that your dreams are not only possible but inevitable. This is the moment where you step into your role as a creator, knowing that with each thought, each feeling, and each step, you are shaping the very reality you will walk into. For many, life is a series of waiting and wanting. But as you embrace these truths, you will begin to live from a state of already being and already having. This speech, if absorbed deeply, will change the way you view yourself and the world around you. You will find that your desires no longer feel like distant stars, but like familiar friends waiting patiently for you to recognize and receive them. Your energy, your outlook, and your experiences will transform, radiating from within. As you walk away from this moment, remember that the power of creation lies within you. You are the artist, and life is your canvas. Each thought is a brushstroke, each belief a color, each feeling a texture. Together they create a masterpiece of your own design. Trust that every step you take, every moment of gratitude, every feeling of alignment draws the life you seek closer to you. This is the journey of manifesting not only your dreams but also the truest, highest version of yourself. So as you go forward, live boldly with the knowledge that what you seek is seeking you. Allow this truth to transform you, to open your heart and mind to the limitless possibilities awaiting you. Let go of fear, embrace trust, and know that you are always exactly where you need to be, guided by forces greater than you can imagine. Step into this life with courage, with unwavering belief, and watch as the universe responds, aligning every aspect of your reality to fulfill the destiny you have chosen. Go forth and live in harmony with your dreams, knowing that everything you seek is already within reach, waiting for you to embrace it. Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a life where every opportunity, every decision you make becomes a step forward, rather than a source of sorrow over what could have been. Think of the dreams that still lie ahead, waiting for you to seize them, untouched by the weight of what you consider lost. The chains of regret hold no place in this life. Regret pulls you back, tying you to a past that cannot be altered, yet drains your energy in the present. Today, let this be the moment where you decide to break free from the limitations of regret, to reclaim your time, and to realize that your power lies not in looking back but in moving forward. What if, instead of reliving past mistakes, you shifted your focus toward envisioning your future with clarity and purpose? Regret often masquerades as a form of reflection, but in reality, it is a thief of possibilities. It takes from you the power to create something beautiful, here and now. Regret demands your energy, robbing you of the life you could be building. So consider, what would your days look like if you directed that energy into designing a future that fulfills you, rather than lamenting over choices that cannot be undone. Picture the moments you have lost to regret, the hours spent replaying scenarios, and the pain of imagining a different outcome. These thoughts not only hold you back, but they also breed fear, doubt, and hesitation for future decisions. When you cling to regret, you diminish your confidence in shaping your path ahead. But if you release regret, you find freedom and newfound trust in yourself to make choices that align with who you are becoming. In freeing yourself, you discover the courage to begin anew. Embrace this truth: your past does not define you, but the meaning you assign to it will shape the rest of your life. Regret is only powerful because you give it significance. Instead, assign significance to your potential. The most remarkable aspect of your mind is its ability to focus, to build, to imagine, and to act. Every regret is an invitation to refocus that energy toward transformation, to reclaim your mind for the future you wish to create. As you listen today, stay with this thought: every moment you spend in regret is a moment lost from creating the life you truly desire. I'm here to share 10 reasons why regret is your greatest obstacle to growth, and how you can transform it into a powerful force of creation, allowing you to live a life of meaning, freedom, and joy. Regret is one of life's heaviest anchors, dragging you down and binding you to moments that are long gone. When you dwell on what might have been, you end up forfeiting the power of now, losing touch with the opportunities and growth that lie before you. Just as a ship can't sail while anchored in place, you cannot progress while clinging to regrets. Imagine a life where you freed yourself from the chains of what if, and if only it is a life of freedom, lightness, and endless possibility. Yet, so many people hold on to regret as though it has something to offer, unaware of the full cost of carrying that weight. Each regret we hold traps us in a specific moment, a particular decision or action we wish we could change. But in reality, these past scenarios are now just mental constructs. They no longer have physical or real power in our lives. What does have power is the energy and time we invest in thinking about them. Regret magnifies those old scenarios, distorting them to seem far larger and more impactful than they actually were. Over time, they grow into shadows that loom over our present, altering our perception of ourselves and our capabilities. We begin to lose faith in our ability to make sound decisions, fearing that each new step could lead to yet another regret. In carrying regret, we also carry self-judgment. We are our own harshest critics, evaluating past actions with a ruthless lens that no one else would apply. This constant self-criticism eats away at our confidence, making it difficult to trust ourselves moving forward. Rather than learning from our experiences, regret pushes us to relive them repeatedly. This self-imposed judgment becomes a cycle, where we believe we deserve to feel bad about our past choices, convinced that regret is a form of punishment that will somehow correct our past mistakes. But regret does not heal, it only deepens the wound. Beyond the psychological toll, regret also impacts your physical and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that ruminating on past regrets can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. The mind and body are closely connected, and the burden of regret manifests as tension, poor sleep, and a general sense of fatigue. While regret feels intangible, its effects are very real, subtly wearing down your resilience and draining your energy. Instead of revitalizing yourself, you end up depleting yourself. Each day, the weight of regret presses down, leaving you less able to embrace the joys and opportunities of the present. Holding on to regret also changes the way you see the world. It creates a lens of caution, a filter that tells you it's safer not to try again. When regret becomes the dominant narrative in your life, it colors every new opportunity, making you hesitant to take risks or make decisions that could lead to growth. You may find yourself withdrawing from experiences, relationships, and challenges that could elevate you, all because regret whispers that you shouldn't make another mistake the result. A smaller life, one constrained by the fear of repeating what has come before. a life marked more by avoidance than by authentic engagement. But most importantly, regret robs you of the beauty of self-acceptance. When you're entangled in regret, you lose sight of your own growth journey, unable to see how those very experiences, flawed and painful as they may seem, have contributed to the person you are today. Every past experience, every decision, has led you to this present moment, offering you a richer perspective, deeper empathy, and greater resilience. By letting go of regret, you not only free yourself to move forward, but also reclaim a fuller sense of who you are. You realize that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy. You don't have to rewrite your past to deserve a bright future. The moment you release regret is the moment you begin to reclaim your true self, embracing both your past and your potential. Regret has a unique way of occupying our minds, turning our focus toward moments that have already slipped through our fingers. Each time you revisit a regret, you are, in effect, spending valuable energy on something that no longer exists. Regret, like a mental parasite, feeds on your energy, taking what could be a moment of creation and turning it into a moment of stagnation. Imagine if all that time spent rethinking and replaying past scenarios could instead be used to fuel your passions, your goals, and your dreams. Energy is finite. What you invest in regret is lost to the past, while your future waits, yearning for that same energy to bring it to life. When you dwell on past mistakes, even unknowingly, you give a significant portion of your mental and emotional energy to something that has no productive outcome. This constant cycling of energy into thoughts of regret is like leaving a light on in an empty room. It drains you day by day, until you're left wondering why you feel so exhausted, unmotivated, and stuck. But what's really happening is that your potential is slowly being consumed by the weight of past choices. Energy that could spark creativity, ignite enthusiasm, and propel action is instead trapped in a loop of what might have been. Over time, regret becomes a subtle but powerful barrier to living fully in the present. This depletion affects every aspect of your life, from your physical vitality to your emotional resilience. Regret can cause your energy levels to drop, making it difficult to find joy or excitement in new experiences. Imagine waking up each day with a renewed sense of purpose, yet finding that purpose dulled by the energy spent reliving old memories. Rather than moving forward with enthusiasm, you may feel a lingering heaviness, as though something is constantly pulling you back. Regret acts as a mental drain, siphoning off energy that should be devoted to exploring new opportunities, connecting with others, or finding fulfillment in your current pursuits. The constant mental activity of regret leaves little room for growth and exploration. The mind can only handle so many thoughts at once, and when regret monopolizes your focus, it pushes aside the thoughts and ideas that could help you build a better future. Every time you indulge in regret, you block the flow of inspiration, insight, and innovation that might otherwise guide you. In essence, regret occupies the space where dreams should live, turning your mental landscape into a place of longing rather than aspiration. When you release regret, you clear out mental clutter, making room for new thoughts, new visions, and a revitalized outlook on life. Regret doesn't just consume energy, it also shapes the quality of your thoughts and emotions. When your mind is caught in the cycle of regret, it often leads to feelings of frustration, disappointment, and even bitterness. These emotions in turn weigh you down, making it harder to connect with positivity and gratitude. Over time, this negativity begins to seep into your interactions, your work, and your self-image. You may find yourself less optimistic, less willing to take risks, and less able to embrace the present. Energy lost to regret not only depletes your mental and physical reserves, but also diminishes the quality of your spirit, your joy, and your ability to fully appreciate life's gifts. Imagine what could happen if, instead of feeding regret, you chose to channel that energy into purposeful action. Every moment of regret reclaimed is a moment that can be used to fuel your dreams. The mind, when unburdened by past mistakes, becomes a powerful tool for creation and manifestation. As you redirect your energy away from regret, you begin to see a shift not only in your mindset but also in your capacity to achieve. By letting go of regret, you free up the mental space and emotional resilience needed to pursue your goals with vigor, clarity, and excitement. Regret, when allowed to settle into the mind, becomes like a fog obscuring the horizon of possibilities. When you're constantly replaying past choices and wondering what could have been, your focus narrows to the point that all you can see are missed chances and lost moments. Regret makes the world seem smaller, trapping you in a loop where you're unable to recognize the opportunities that lie ahead. Instead of seeing life as abundant with possibilities, you begin to view it through the lens of limitation. This narrow focus leads you to miss out on the wealth of experiences and achievements that are within reach. The nature of regret is such that it directs your attention backward, robbing you of the ability to look forward with clarity. With regret at the forefront, it's easy to become blind to new opportunities, as if there's an invisible barrier between you and the future. You may encounter chances for growth, connection, or fulfillment, but fail to recognize them because your mind is preoccupied with thoughts of the past. By clinging to what cannot be changed, you restrict your capacity to envision new paths. The mental space taken up by regret could otherwise be filled with dreams, aspirations, and ideas that are waiting for you to give them attention. When you live with regret, your perception of yourself and your potential becomes clouded as well. Regret creates a self-image that is rooted in past mistakes, making it difficult to see yourself as capable or worthy of success. You begin to doubt whether you have what it takes to seize new opportunities, wondering if the past defines your future. This distorted self-image becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, leading you to miss or even avoid the very chances that could bring growth and transformation. To move forward, you must clear the fog of regret and see yourself as the person you are today, capable of creating a future unbound by past choices. Moreover, regret affects not only how you see yourself but also how you view the world. When regret dominates your thoughts, it becomes harder to trust in the abundance and generosity of life. You may develop a scarcity mindset, believing that the opportunities you missed were your only chances for happiness or success. This mindset convinces you that nothing better waits, and so you cease to seek out new possibilities, content to live within the limits imposed by regret. However, the world is rich with opportunities, constantly presenting chances for growth, love, success, and fulfillment. Freeing yourself from regret is a vital step toward recognizing the endless abundance that surrounds you. The impact of regret on your vision is so profound that it can even prevent you from dreaming boldly. Regret doesn't just make you hesitant, it dampens your imagination. Instead of dreaming big and striving for greatness, you may find yourself playing it safe, fearing that a new risk could lead to more regret. This hesitation stifles the creative spirit within you, limiting your goals and dampening your desire to explore new paths. Releasing regret allows your imagination to expand once again, to envision goals that excite and challenge you, and to pursue them with enthusiasm and courage. Without regret, the possibilities become limitless, bounded only by the extent of your own belief. By letting go of regret, you open your eyes to a brighter, clearer vision of what lies ahead. Imagine a life where you approach each day with a sense of curiosity and wonder, unburdened by the shadows of the past. Opportunities become more visible, and you begin to attract experiences aligned with your highest potential. As your vision clears, you become receptive to the idea that every day holds new chances, every person you meet offers potential, and every experience brings the possibility of growth. The world transforms from a place of closed doors to one of endless horizons, and you find yourself no longer confined by past mistakes, but instead liberated to create a future of infinite possibility. Regret, when it takes root in the mind, becomes a powerful force that subtly erodes your confidence in yourself. It whispers that past mistakes define you, leading you to question the choices you've made and eventually the person you are. Each regret serves as a reminder of moments when things didn't go as planned, and over time this can chip away at the belief that you are capable of making sound decisions. Rather than seeing yourself as someone who has grown and learned, regret can make you feel stuck, as though every decision is shadowed by the fear of repeating past errors. This self-doubt becomes an internal dialogue that holds you back from embracing new challenges and taking risks. As regret erodes your self-belief, it becomes more challenging to trust your own judgment. You begin second-guessing every decision, even those that seem minor, because the weight of past regrets looms large in your mind. Rather than moving forward confidently, you hesitate, caught in a loop of doubt that makes each choice feel risky. This hesitation creates a barrier to progress, as you find yourself unable to make bold decisions or fully commit to new paths. The sense of empowerment that comes from trusting yourself is lost, replaced by a lingering uncertainty that stalls your potential for growth. The constant questioning brought on by regret doesn't only affect your decisions, it also impacts your sense of worth. When regret has you fixated on past mistakes, it can become easy to see those mistakes as reflections of your character rather than isolated events. This shift in perspective can cause you to view yourself as flawed or incapable, leading to feelings of inadequacy that affect every area of your life. You start to internalize the belief that you are somehow unworthy of success, love, or happiness because of the things you wish you could change. Instead of acknowledging your strengths, you find yourself focusing on perceived weaknesses, diminishing your own sense of value and self-respect. Beyond eroding your sense of worth, regret creates a barrier to personal growth. When you're caught up in self-doubt and self-criticism, you lose the courage to pursue new experiences that could lead to learning and improvement. Regret holds you back, convincing you that if you try something new, you might make another mistake or fail again. This fear stifles your willingness to expand your horizons, keeping you confined to what feels safe. The irony is that regret keeps you stuck in the very pattern it seeks to prevent, locking you in a cycle of caution that leaves little room for the transformative power of new experiences. Self-belief, on the other hand, opens the door to growth by encouraging you to step beyond your comfort zone. Regret doesn't just limit your actions, it distorts the way you see your potential. Instead of believing in your capacity to create change, you begin to think that your past defines your future. Each regret becomes a small weight in a chain that drags down your vision of what's possible, making it harder to envision a brighter future. Regret convinces you that past mistakes will inevitably repeat, making it difficult to imagine success, progress, or positive change. As a result, you limit your own potential, trapped in the belief that you are bound by your past. When self-belief is strong, however, you recognize that every moment offers a new beginning, an opportunity to shape your path regardless of what came before. Rebuilding self-belief begins with embracing the present moment and the power it holds. Each day, each choice is a chance to redefine your story, to make decisions that align with the person you are now becoming. By focusing on today rather than yesterday, you can begin to trust in your ability to make empowering choices. Self-belief grows not from a flawless past, but from the courage to keep moving forward, to keep learning and evolving. Remind yourself that you are not your mistakes. You are the sum of all the lessons, strengths, and resilience you've gathered along the way. When you choose self-belief over regret, you reclaim your power, setting yourself free to create a future where your potential is limitless. Regret, when allowed to linger, acts as a wall between you and your growth. It keeps you tethered to past events, stopping you from evolving and reaching your full potential. When you dwell on things you wish had gone differently, it becomes difficult to focus on the present or to see the lessons embedded in your experiences. Each moment you spend in regret is a moment spent looking backward instead of forward, leaving little room for reflection, understanding, or transformation. Growth requires movement and progress, but regret freezes you in place, holding you back from becoming the person you are capable of being. Instead of treating mistakes as opportunities to learn, regret turns them into burdens to carry. In this way, it steals the wisdom that could be gained from your experiences. When you look at each experience as a valuable teacher, you begin to understand that even the difficult moments serve a purpose. These challenges can reveal your strengths, highlight areas for improvement, and refine your character. However, regret clouds this perspective, making it hard to see the hidden value within your experiences. You end up missing out on the insights that could propel you forward, trapped in a cycle of self-blame instead of self-discovery. Growth is not about having a perfect past, but about being willing to learn from the past. When you allow regret to dominate your thoughts, you deny yourself the chance to learn the lessons that could make you stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every setback, every mistake contains a lesson that can help you make better choices in the future. But to extract these lessons, you must release the hold that regret has over you. Only then can you see your past experiences for what they truly are, steps on your journey that have equipped you with knowledge and insight. Regret makes you see failure where, in reality, growth is waiting to happen. The power of growth lies in reframing how you view your past. Rather than seeing mistakes as something to be regretted, view them as stepping stones that have brought you to where you are now. Each experience, no matter how challenging, has added value to your journey and contributed to the person you are becoming. When you look back without regret, you realize that every stumble, every hardship has taught you something about yourself, your strengths, and your ability to persevere. By shifting your perspective in this way, you transform regret into gratitude, allowing yourself to appreciate the process of growth and the wisdom it brings. Regret also limits growth by instilling a fear of future mistakes. When you dwell on past errors, you may become hesitant to take risks or try new things, afraid of repeating those same mistakes. This fear can paralyze you, preventing you from stepping out of your comfort zone or embracing opportunities that could lead to growth. But growth requires courage. It demands that you be willing to face uncertainty and challenge yourself. By letting go of regret, you free yourself to take those necessary risks and to explore new paths without the constant fear of failure. In this freedom, you open yourself up to experiences that will expand your understanding, your skills, and your resilience. Growth is about building upon your past rather than being confined by it. Regret keeps you focused on what went wrong instead of what can go right. When you release regret, you open the door to a future where each lesson becomes a tool for your personal evolution. You begin to see yourself as someone who is continually learning, adapting, and improving. This mindset is essential for growth because it reminds you that your journey is ongoing and that each experience, whether positive or negative, adds depth to your character. With this perspective, you embrace a life of continuous growth, recognizing that every moment contributes to the tapestry of who you are becoming. Regret, when allowed to fester, creates a powerful barrier to taking action. It plants seeds of doubt in your mind, making you second-guess every step you're about to take. You begin to feel as if each decision carries the weight of potential failure, haunted by the memory of past mistakes. This fear of repeating old missteps holds you back, creating a hesitation that stops you from pursuing opportunities or embracing change. Regret in this way becomes a self-imposed prison, where fear of action replaces the courage needed to move forward. Instead of allowing your life to unfold with purpose and momentum, regret traps you in a cycle of inaction. When you're constantly focused on what went wrong, you start seeing risk in every new venture, no matter how promising it may be. Each opportunity becomes another chance to make a mistake, and the fear of failing again can be paralyzing. This mindset can stop you from even attempting something new, limiting your life to a series of safe choices that ultimately don't challenge you or bring fulfillment. Regret convinces you that avoiding action will protect you from future pain, yet in reality it only leads to stagnation. By letting regret breed this fear of action, you deny yourself the opportunity to explore, grow, and discover what you are truly capable of. Furthermore, regret's influence can distort your perception of your own abilities. After experiencing regret, you may begin to doubt whether you have the competence or resilience to succeed. This self-doubt clouds your self-belief and erodes the trust you have in yourself, making each new decision feel overwhelming. You start to see yourself as someone who is bound to make mistakes, leading you to avoid situations that require confidence or decisiveness. However, Growth and self-assurance only come through action. By surrendering to regret's paralyzing effects, you give up the chance to strengthen your self-trust and prove to yourself that you can learn and succeed regardless of past outcomes. Regret doesn't just stop you from taking risks, it also hampers your willingness to embrace challenges. Challenges are essential for growth, but regret convinces you that any difficult path might lead to failure, so it's safer not to try. This mindset makes you more likely to avoid tasks that seem demanding or that push you out of your comfort zone. But these very challenges are what make you stronger, resilient, and more prepared for future opportunities. When you let go of regret, you can start to view challenges not as threats but as invitations to become a better version of yourself. By stepping into challenges, you transform fear into growth, allowing yourself to build resilience and courage with each experience. Letting go of regret is not just about releasing the past, it's about reclaiming your power to choose freely in the present. Regret makes you believe that past mistakes define your future, creating a sense of inevitability around failure. But every new choice is an opportunity to change direction, to rewrite your path, and to define who you are becoming. When you free yourself from regret, you begin to see choices not as risks but as possibilities. Each decision becomes an opportunity to move forward, learn, and build a life that reflects your goals and values. By choosing action over fear, you regain control over your journey and open the door to new horizons. Above all, moving beyond regret allows you to embrace courage as a guiding force in your life. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. When you let go of regret, you allow courage to take the place of hesitation, empowering you to step forward with confidence. With each action you take, you break the cycle of regret and fear, building a future that is defined not by the mistakes of the past but by the bold choices of the present. By trusting in your ability to grow, you create a life where each decision adds to your strength, resilience, and wisdom, enabling you to build a future that is rooted in self-belief and forward movement. Regret is like a heavy shadow over the mind, clouding the space where creativity once thrived. When your thoughts are consumed by past mistakes and missed opportunities, it becomes difficult to tap into your natural ability to create, imagine, and innovate. Creativity needs an open, receptive mind, one that can playfully explore new ideas without judgment or hesitation. However, regret introduces doubt and self-criticism, which act as barriers to the free-flowing nature of creativity. By letting go of regret, you give your mind the freedom to roam unencumbered, allowing ideas to spark and imagination to flourish. The weight of regret not only dampens the mind's openness but also limits your willingness to take risks, a crucial element of creativity. Creativity often involves stepping into the unknown, experimenting with new concepts and pushing boundaries. But when regret dominates your thoughts, you become cautious, fearing that any new endeavor might lead to yet another mistake. This self-imposed caution stifles your creative spirit, keeping you confined to familiar, safe ideas rather than exploring uncharted territory. Releasing regret removes this barrier, inviting you to approach creative pursuits with curiosity and courage, knowing that each exploration is an opportunity to learn and grow. Beyond fear, regret also consumes the mental energy that creativity needs to thrive. Creativity requires focused presence and an uncluttered mind to reach its full potential. When regret occupies your thoughts, it drains this valuable mental energy, diverting it toward the past rather than the present moment. This depletion leaves you feeling fatigued and uninspired, as though there's little left to fuel new ideas or imaginative thinking. When you let go of regret, you reclaim that energy, redirecting it toward projects, goals, and dreams that are meaningful to you. With renewed mental clarity, you find yourself better able to generate ideas, solve problems, and engage deeply with the creative process. Regret also hampers your ability to see things from new perspectives, a key component of creativity. When regret is present, it tends to narrow your view, causing you to fixate on what went wrong, rather than exploring alternative viewpoints or solutions. Creativity thrives in an environment where you can freely shift perspectives, challenge assumptions, and look at situations from different angles. By releasing regret, you open yourself up to this kind of flexible thinking. You begin to see that mistakes are not failures but rather opportunities for learning and insight. This shift in perspective encourages you to experiment without fear, to embrace diverse ideas, and to approach creative challenges with a fresh, open mind. Letting go of regret also fosters resilience, an essential trait for anyone engaged in creative work. Creative endeavors often come with setbacks, revisions, and moments of uncertainty. Regret, however, makes these challenges feel like personal failures, leading you to avoid creative risks altogether. When you release regret, you build resilience, the strength to embrace trial and error, to experiment without judgment, and to learn from every outcome. This resilience empowers you to keep creating, even when things don't go as planned, transforming each setback into an opportunity to refine your craft. With resilience in place of regret, creativity can flourish, supported by the understanding that each step forward, no matter how imperfect, adds to your growth. Letting go of regret allows you to reconnect with the joy of creation. Creativity is a joyful, life-affirming process, one that brings excitement, satisfaction, and a sense of fulfillment. Regret drains this joy, replacing it with self-doubt and worry. By choosing to release regret, you invite playfulness and passion back into your creative pursuits, rekindling the excitement that originally drew you to them. Without the weight of past mistakes, you can immerse yourself in the act of creation, allowing inspiration and imagination to guide you. As you let go of regret, you find that creativity is no longer limited but elevated, rising to new heights as you embrace the boundless potential within yourself. Regret, when left unchecked, becomes a constant source of inner turmoil, a mental and emotional disturbance that disrupts the calmness of your mind and spirit. Each time you revisit a regretful thought, you pull yourself into a cycle of self-criticism and dissatisfaction, reliving moments that can no longer be changed. This cycle prevents you from experiencing the peace that comes with acceptance and self-compassion. Regret is like a storm that brews within, unsettling your mind and agitating your heart, making it difficult to find a sense of stillness. To achieve inner peace, you must first free yourself from the grip of regret and allow yourself to be fully present in the now. The turmoil brought on by regret creates a restlessness that seeps into all areas of your life. When your mind is preoccupied with what could have been, it's nearly impossible to find contentment in what is. The peace you might experience in the present is overshadowed by a constant yearning to undo or redo certain choices. This restlessness drains your energy, leaving you feeling unsatisfied and uneasy, as though you're perpetually chasing something just out of reach. Letting go of regret involves accepting that the past is unchangeable, and that peace is found in embracing the present moment with an open heart and a forgiving spirit. Regret also fosters a sense of dissatisfaction that colors how you see yourself and your life. When you carry regret, you may find it hard to appreciate your achievements, your relationships, or even your own strengths, as everything is viewed through the lens of what might have been. This dissatisfaction creates a barrier between you and the gratitude that could bring you peace. Instead of valuing the path you have taken, you focus on roads left unexplored, opportunities missed, and mistakes made. Inner peace requires a shift in perspective from focusing on what went wrong to recognizing what you have learned and gained. By choosing gratitude over regret, you open yourself to a more peaceful, contented life. At the core of releasing regret is self-forgiveness. Often regret stems from harsh self-judgment, a belief that you should have known better or acted differently. This self-blame disrupts your peace, creating an internal dialogue filled with criticism and remorse. Embracing forgiveness toward yourself is essential for restoring inner harmony. Self-forgiveness allows you to release the weight of your past choices, viewing them not as failures but as stepping stones on your journey. With forgiveness comes the understanding that you are human, learning and growing with each experience. This compassionate view of yourself softens the inner conflict, creating room for peace to flourish. In letting go of regret, you also let go of the habit of reliving painful memories. When regret is present, your mind tends to revisit these memories, amplifying their emotional impact and keeping you tied to past hurt. This constant replay disrupts the peace of the present, anchoring you to moments that no longer serve you. By consciously choosing to release these memories, you reclaim the space in your mind for positivity, mindfulness, and calm. Inner peace is found when you release the need to rehash old wounds and instead focus on cultivating joy, resilience, and acceptance in the present. Building a foundation of inner peace allows you to approach the future with confidence and clarity. When you are free from regret, you can see each day as a new opportunity, unburdened by the mistakes of the past. Inner peace becomes the ground from which you build a life filled with purpose and intention, a life where you can make decisions from a place of calm rather than fear or guilt. This peace strengthens your resilience, enabling you to face challenges with grace and self-assurance. By making peace your foundation, you create a life of balance, joy, and harmony, a life where regret has no place and where every choice leads you forward with a sense of inner calm. Regret, when allowed to linger, creates a sense of stagnation in life. Each time you revisit past mistakes or missed opportunities, you reinforce an emotional attachment to moments that are gone, moments that can never be changed. This attachment keeps you from moving forward and embracing the new experiences that could bring growth, joy, and fulfillment. With regret dominating your mind, life begins to feel static, as though you're living in a loop, unable to progress. This stagnation is not only limiting but also exhausting, as it keeps you from the spontaneous, vibrant life that comes with exploring the unknown and welcoming new opportunities. When regret holds you back, it builds walls around you, isolating you from the endless potential of the present moment. Instead of feeling excited about what lies ahead, you become preoccupied with what has already passed. This mindset limits your ability to say yes to new experiences, to take risks, or to step outside your comfort zone. The walls of regret narrow your vision, making it difficult to recognize the possibilities that surround you every day. By releasing regret, you begin to dismantle these walls, allowing yourself the freedom to explore, connect, and grow. Each day becomes an open canvas, full of fresh opportunities waiting to be embraced. Carrying regret also prevents you from forming new, meaningful connections with others. When your focus is on the past, it becomes challenging to fully engage with people in the present. Regret can lead you to feel guarded, hesitant to open up, or wary of getting too close to others, fearing that relationships might end in disappointment or loss. However, by letting go of regret, you create space in your heart for new friendships, partnerships, and meaningful connections. Freeing yourself from the grip of regret enables you to be more present and authentic in your interactions, allowing for relationships that are grounded in openness, trust, and joy. Moreover, regret clouds your ability to make decisions that align with your current desires and values. When you're stuck in the mindset of regret, you tend to make choices based on avoiding further mistakes rather than pursuing what genuinely excites you. This fear-based approach restricts you from experiencing life fully, leading you to opt for the safe route rather than the one that could bring true fulfillment. Embracing new experiences requires courage and a willingness to take chances. But regret drains this courage, replacing it with hesitation. By releasing regret, you empower yourself to make decisions that reflect your current aspirations, to take paths that inspire you, and to trust in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way. Letting go of regret also brings a renewed sense of curiosity and wonder. When regret is no longer occupying your mind, you begin to see the world with fresh eyes, open to the excitement of learning and experiencing something new. Regret often narrows your perception, making you feel as though you already know how things will turn out. But without regret clouding your view, you start to approach life with curiosity, eager to see what new insights, adventures, or lessons await you. This sense of wonder invites you to be fully engaged with the present, to try things you've never tried before, and to rediscover the joy of exploration and discovery. Releasing regret allows you to embrace the notion that every moment holds the potential for something beautiful and transformative. You begin to understand that life is not about perfect decisions or flawless paths, but about continually creating and recreating yourself through new experiences, connections, and memories. When you look forward with an open heart and an open mind, you step into a world where each day offers a chance to evolve, to connect, and to celebrate life's unpredictability. By letting go of regret, you give yourself permission to live fully, to immerse yourself in the richness of the present, and to build a life that is defined by growth, joy, and boundless potential. Regret, when allowed to dominate our thoughts, becomes a barrier to seeing the valuable lessons that lie within every experience. When we fixate on what went wrong, we overlook the potential for growth and understanding that each moment offers. Regret often masks the insights hidden within our mistakes, blinding us to the wisdom that could guide us in the future. By focusing solely on what we wish could have been different, we miss the opportunity to extract meaning and learning from those moments. Rather than replaying past errors, reflecting on them with a mindful approach allows us to uncover lessons that can transform our present and shape a brighter future. Every experience, whether it felt like a triumph or a misstep, carries valuable information about who we are and how we respond to life. However, when regret becomes the dominant emotion, we tend to see only failure instead of resilience, loss instead of growth. Regret narrows our perspective, leading us to define an experience by its difficulties rather than by the lessons it offered. By shifting our focus from regret to reflection, we begin to recognize that every event has something to teach us. Each challenge presents a chance to understand ourselves more deeply, whether it's learning about our strengths, our vulnerabilities, or our capacity to change. Regret also makes us fearful of future choices, as it encourages us to view past mistakes as signs of personal inadequacy, rather than opportunities for learning. When we let regret cloud our view, we start to internalize a narrative that mistakes are purely negative, something to be avoided at all costs. This mindset stifles growth, creating an environment where fear of making new mistakes hinders our willingness to learn and experiment. However, if we choose to see each experience as a stepping stone, we can transform past challenges into tools for empowerment. By recognizing the lessons within each experience, we build resilience and confidence, embracing the knowledge that every choice contributes to our evolution. Learning from past experiences requires an attitude of curiosity and openness. Instead of berating ourselves for what went wrong, we can ask ourselves what insights we can gain. What did this experience teach us about our values, our responses, or our goals? When regret is set aside, this type of reflection becomes possible, allowing us to draw wisdom from the past without becoming trapped by it. This process of extracting lessons is empowering. It enables us to see our journey as one of continuous growth and improvement. Each lesson becomes a building block, adding depth to our understanding of ourselves and our place in the world. Releasing regret allows us to carry forward these lessons as tools rather than burdens. When regret is present, it weighs us down, making our past feel like an anchor that holds us back. But when we let go of regret and embrace the lessons within each experience, our past becomes a source of strength. We begin to carry forward the skills, insights, and resilience gained from each challenge, equipping ourselves to handle future obstacles with greater wisdom and clarity. This transformation of past difficulties into present tools gives us the courage to face whatever lies ahead, knowing that our experiences have prepared us for growth and success. By setting aside regret, we allow ourselves to appreciate the richness of our journey, understanding that each experience, good or bad, contributes to our personal development. Life is a series of learning moments, and each one adds to the tapestry of who we are becoming. When we choose to look beyond regret, we open ourselves to the possibility of lifelong growth, recognizing that every moment holds a lesson that can elevate us. This perspective frees us from the constraints of the past, empowering us to live fully in the present and to approach the future with optimism and confidence. By embracing the lessons within each experience, we transform regret into wisdom, using it as a powerful foundation upon which to build a purposeful and fulfilling life. In the end, letting go of regret is not just an act of forgiveness, it's an act of liberation. Regret serves no purpose but to keep us chained to a version of ourselves we've long outgrown. By releasing regret, we free ourselves to live fully, to grow without fear, and to embrace the boundless potential of each new day. Every moment we spend looking forward instead of backward is a moment spent creating the life we truly desire. This shift doesn't erase the past but transforms it into a wellspring of wisdom, guiding us toward a future defined by resilience, gratitude, and unshakable confidence. As you walk away from regret, remember that each day is a blank canvas, and only you hold the brush. Let each choice, each action, and each new experience reflect the lessons you've learned and the dreams you hold dear. Embrace the power of now, unburdened by the mistakes of yesterday, and empowered by the limitless possibilities of tomorrow. In this freedom, you'll find not only the courage to live without regret, but the courage to live with passion, purpose, and joy. Thank you for listening, and may you step forward with a heart unburdened, a mind inspired, and a spirit ready to embrace all that life has in store. Go forth and create a life that honors your growth, values your journey, and celebrates the person you are becoming. To believe in something when reason denies it requires us to venture beyond the limits of logic, to look within where all things begin and take form. We are conditioned to think that only what we see, only what reason confirms can be real. But there is a greater truth that moves beyond the bounds of reason, a truth that lives in the silence of our imagination. Imagination is not a mere tool for dreams, it is the creative power itself. When we allow our mind to dwell on something deeply, with faith and intensity, we invite it to take root in our reality. Imagine the scene you desire, feel it as real within you, and dwell in that feeling until it fills every part of your being. This is where creation begins, not in the world we see, but in the world we hold within ourselves. The reason will argue with you, telling you that it's impossible. It will point to every circumstance that contradicts your desire, every limit that seems insurmountable. But faith is not bound by these limits. Faith exists where the mind is willing to rest in the unseen, where it trusts in the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. Let your desires move through you as if they were already here. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, and the freedom that accompany your fulfilled desire. Every time doubt arises, each time reason confronts you with contradiction, return to that inner feeling. Persist, no matter how loud the voice of reason becomes, because it's your inner feeling that shapes your outer world. Our beliefs shape what we perceive. When you believe something deeply enough, you train your inner sight to see beyond the surface, beyond appearances. Believe that you already have what you desire. Speak to yourself as though it were here now. Be bold enough to claim it, to feel it deeply and fully, knowing that the invisible must become visible when we hold it faithfully within. To believe when reason denies it is to choose the unseen over the seen, to embrace a higher truth, one that our outer world cannot yet comprehend. Trust in this power within you. Know that what you hold unwaveringly in consciousness must eventually come to be, for it is the law of the unseen world to shape and mold what we faithfully imagine. We still have faith and believe. To believe in something when reason denies it calls for a deep and unwavering commitment to the power within you, a power that is far greater than the evidence of the senses or the logic of the rational mind. This journey is not about ignoring reason, but about recognizing a truth that exists beyond reason. Reason operates within the constraints of what we already know and see, while faith and imagination dwell in the boundless realm of possibilities. To believe against all odds is to place trust not in what is seen, but in what can be seen only through the eyes of the spirit, the vision of the mind. In the depths of our consciousness, there lies an untapped source of creative power. This power is our true self, the self that creates effortlessly when it believes wholeheartedly. Our task is to learn how to turn within, to quiet the noise of external doubts and the constant interference of logic. In this quiet, we find the seed of our desires waiting to be brought to life. Our desires are not random or fleeting, they are the whispers of our deepest potential, inviting us to claim the life we are meant to live. Every desire that arises in us has its purpose, its own natural path to fulfillment, if only we will have the courage to believe it. To believe when reason denies it is to transcend the limitations that the world places before us. It means stepping into a higher awareness where you see not just what is, but what can be. When you hold a vision, feel it deeply, and persistently dwell upon it, you set forces in motion that cannot be stopped. You become a creator in your own life, painting your world with the brush of your belief. This process requires not the approval of others, not the confirmation of external facts, but only the acceptance of your inner reality as the supreme reality. Let us understand the nature of belief. Belief is not a passive acceptance, it is an active state of consciousness, one that impresses itself upon our entire being. When we believe, we are not just hoping or wishing. We are embracing our desire as a reality that already exists within us. This is the key to creation, to believe so fully in the reality of our desire that it becomes a part of our identity. When you can close your eyes and feel yourself to be the person you wish to be, you are living in the consciousness that will bring forth that reality. Reason will undoubtedly challenge this belief. It will remind you of everything that is lacking, everything that contradicts your desire. But you must learn to stand firm, to keep your focus on the unseen. Each time reason pulls you back to the world of limitation, return to your inner vision. Feel the joy, the satisfaction, and the wholeness of having already achieved your desire. In these moments, you are shifting your state of being, you are aligning yourself with the new reality. The outer world, with all its seeming permanence, is merely a reflection of the beliefs we hold within. Change your beliefs, and the world around you must change as well. This may sound like a radical idea, but it is as natural as breathing. We do not question that a tree grows from a seed, that sunlight brings forth life, yet we struggle to accept that our inner world shapes our outer experiences. But the principle is the same. What we plant in consciousness must grow in our lives. The only difference is that we must tend to our beliefs with patience and unwavering faith. True belief, the kind that moves mountains, does not come easily to the mind trained in logic and conditioned by the limitations of the senses. It requires persistence, a daily practice of returning to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Make it a ritual, a sacred moment in which you sit quietly, close your eyes, and feel yourself to be the person you wish to be. See the world from that perspective. Imagine the sounds, the sights, the sensations of your new life. Immerse yourself fully in this vision until it becomes more real to you than the physical world. It is here, in this inner sanctuary, that you plant the seeds of your future. Do not worry about how it will happen. Leave the details to the wisdom of the unseen. Trust that there is a power within you that knows exactly how to bring about the perfect circumstances, the ideal conditions for your desire to manifest. Your only task is to keep the vision alive, to feed it with your faith and nourish it with your attention. When we approach life from this perspective, we realize that we are not merely observers of our circumstances, but active participants in the creation of our reality. This realization is both liberating and empowering. It frees us from the bondage of external limitations and places the power squarely in our hands. We no longer need to seek approval, validation, or permission from the world around us. Instead, we turn within to the infinite source of all that we could ever desire. But belief is not just about thinking positively or hoping for the best. It is a complete shift in identity. When you truly believe in your desire, you no longer see yourself as separate from it. You embody it, live it, breathe it. You become the person you wish to be, not just in thought, but in every fiber of your being. This is where reason falls away, where logic can no longer reach. For in this state you are one with your desire, and there is no longer any room for doubt. This journey requires courage, for it is a solitary path. Others may not understand, and you may encounter skepticism or resistance from those around you. But remember, this is your journey, your vision. No one else needs to understand it, for it was given to you, and only you, to bring to life. Hold it close, protect it, and nurture it with all the love and faith you can muster. It is a sacred process, one that will transform you as much as it transforms your world. There will be moments of doubt, times when it feels as though nothing is happening, when reason seems to have the upper hand. In these moments, do not give in to despair. Return to your vision, feel it again, remind yourself of the power that lies within you. Know that every time you return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you are building a foundation for its manifestation. You are strengthening your belief, aligning yourself more fully with the reality you wish to create. Faith is not blind, it is the most profound form of vision. It sees beyond appearances, beyond the temporary setbacks, and holds steadfast to the ultimate truth. This truth is that you are the creator of your own experience, the architect of your reality. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, you are the source from which they arise. When you embrace this truth, when you fully accept the power within you, you will find that nothing is impossible. Believe in your desire, no matter how unreasonable it may seem, no matter how far-fetched it appears to the rational mind. Believe in it with a quiet, unwavering conviction, and know that it is already yours. To feel it, live it, and let it fill your heart with joy. This joy, this feeling of completion, is the true evidence of things unseen. It is the substance of your faith, the proof of your creative power. In the end, to believe when reason denies it is to honor the highest part of yourself, the part that knows no bounds, that is connected to the infinite. It is to trust in the unseen, to let go of fear, and to embrace the unknown with open arms. It is a journey of self-discovery, a path to true freedom. For when you believe, truly believe, you unlock the gates of possibility and step into a life of limitless potential. To believe in what reason denies is to step boldly into the realm of creation, to know that your imagination is the true reality from which all things are born. It is to understand that the mind is not simply a passive observer of circumstances, but a powerful creator, capable of bringing forth any vision that it truly embodies. But to reach this understanding, one must move beyond the world of logic and enter the world of feeling, of faith, and of unwavering conviction. Every human being carries within them an immense creative power, yet few are aware of it. We have been taught to rely solely on what we can see, touch, and measure, but the greatest truths exist beyond these senses. When we choose to believe in a vision that reason dismisses, we begin to claim our creative birthright. This belief is not an exercise in wishful thinking or fantasy. It is a deliberate, conscious act of creation. By choosing to feel as though our desire is already real, we align ourselves with the experience we wish to manifest. This is no small task. It requires a kind of inner discipline, a daily practice of detaching from the world of appearances and immersing ourselves in the reality of our inner vision. When you hold on to this vision, even when the outer world contradicts it, you send a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. But this readiness is not a passive hope, it is an active engagement with the unseen, a willingness to trust in what cannot yet be proven. This trust, this unwavering faith, is the essence of true belief. It is common to feel resistance from reason, as it questions and doubts every aspect of our desire. Reason is not the enemy, it is simply limited by what it has seen before, by what it understands within the boundaries of physical reality. Yet there is a deeper part of you that knows more, that sees beyond time and space. This is the part of you that can bring about miracles, the part that operates in the unseen. To believe in your desire, even when reason denies it, is to listen to this inner voice and to follow its guidance without question. When we believe against reason, we exercise a kind of spiritual courage. We dare to trust in the invisible laws that govern all creation. We plant seeds in the soil of our imagination, knowing that with faith and persistence they will bear fruit. But just as a farmer does not dig up his seeds to see if they are growing, so too must we have patience, allowing our inner work to manifest in its own perfect time. This patience is not passive, it is a quiet assurance that our desires are already fulfilled in the unseen, waiting to unfold in the physical realm. The feeling of already having what we desire is the secret key to manifestation. It is this feeling that molds the formless energy of creation into the shapes and forms of our dreams. Feel it deeply, feel it with gratitude, with joy, and with a certainty that defies explanation. Each time you return to this feeling, you strengthen the reality of your vision, aligning your inner world with the outer expression of your desire. As you hold on to this feeling, even in the face of contrary evidence, you are changing the very fabric of reality, bending it to match the image you hold within. There is a law that states we become what we behold. If we dwell upon limitations, upon lack, upon the apparent failures and setbacks, then we continue to manifest those very conditions. But if we hold our vision of abundance, health, or joy unwaveringly, even when the outer world shows no signs of these things, then we are creating a new reality. Our inner conviction will bring forth the evidence, and what was once invisible will become undeniable fact. This is the power of belief, the alchemy of faith. Belief in the unseen is not a denial of reality, it is an expansion of reality. When you believe in your desire with such conviction that it becomes part of your identity, you are transforming yourself from within. You are no longer just a passive recipient of circumstances, but a conscious creator, directing the flow of energy to shape your life according to your highest vision. This inner transformation is the true miracle, for it aligns you with the forces of creation that have always been at your disposal. As you practice this belief, you may notice subtle shifts in your perceptions, in your emotions, and eventually in your circumstances. These changes may be small at first, but they are signs that your vision is taking root. You will continue to nurture it, to revisit it daily, to feel it with such clarity that it becomes more real to you than the world of appearances. This is the process of creation, to believe so fully in your inner vision that the outer world has no choice but to conform to it. The world is a mirror, reflecting back to us the state of our inner consciousness. If we believe in limitation, in fear, in lack, then these conditions will appear before us, confirming our beliefs. But if we hold on to a vision of abundance, of freedom, of joy, the world will eventually reflect these qualities back to us. This is not magic or wishful thinking, it is the natural law of the universe, a law that is as dependable as gravity. When doubt arises, as it inevitably will, remember that you have the power to choose your thoughts, to direct your attention. Each time you feel the pull of doubt or fear, gently return to your vision. Reaffirm your belief, strengthen it with the feeling of already having what you desire. This practice is not about ignoring reality, but about creating a new reality, one that is shaped by your innermost desires and convictions. There is no limit to what you can create when you align yourself with the power of belief. This is not a journey of wishful thinking or blind faith, but of intentional, deliberate creation. You are the master of your own consciousness, and within this consciousness lies the power to shape your life according to your highest vision. When you believe in your desire with an intensity that defies logic, you open yourself to a world of infinite possibilities. It is not always easy to maintain this belief, especially when the outer world appears to be unchanging. But remember, the outer world is only a reflection of past beliefs, past thoughts, and past emotions. It is the inner world, the world of imagination and feeling, that creates the future. Hold on to your vision, no matter how many times reason tries to dissuade you. And know that every moment you spend in alignment with your desire is a step closer to its manifestation. When you learn to believe in the unseen, you become free from the limitations of the physical world. You become a creator, a visionary, a being of limitless potential. This is the ultimate freedom, the freedom to shape your own reality from within. Embrace this freedom, cherish it, and use it to create a life that reflects your deepest dreams and aspirations. In every moment, you have the choice to believe in what is seen or to trust in what is felt. Choose to believe in the reality of your desires, and let this belief guide your actions, your thoughts, and your emotions. This is the path to true fulfillment, a path that leads not just to the manifestation of your desires, but to a profound understanding of your own creative power. Each time you return to this belief, each time you feel your desire as if it were already real, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of consciousness. Nurture these seeds with patience, with love, and with unwavering faith, for in time they will grow into the reality you have envisioned. This is the power of belief, the gift of creation, the essence of life itself. As you continue on this journey, you will find that belief becomes a habit, a natural state of being. You will no longer struggle to maintain it, for it will become as effortless as breathing. You will know with a certainty that goes beyond words that you are the creator of your own experience, the master of your own reality. And when this realization dawns upon you, you will see that there is nothing in this world that you cannot achieve, no vision too grand, no dream too impossible. For you are not bound by the limits of reason or the constraints of the physical world. You are a being of infinite potential, a creator in the truest sense of the word. This is the power of belief, the magic of imagination, the truth of creation. Embrace it, live it, transform every aspect of your life. For when you believe in the unseen, you are no longer merely living, you are creating in every moment the life you were meant to live. To expand further, let's delve into the profound layers of belief and creation in a way that fully captures the process of shifting from mere observation to true, empowered creation. In the core of your being lies an incredible truth: the life you observe around you is a mirror, a reflection of the inner state of your own awareness. To manifest desires that seem beyond reach, you must hold on to the belief in their reality so completely that the mind cannot help but bring them into being. Belief here is not simply passive acceptance, it is a creative act of claiming, of owning, of knowing your desire as if it were already realized. This is the delicate balance: to dwell in the present while simultaneously inhabiting the reality of your fulfilled desire. It means perceiving that your vision already exists within the vast fabric of possibilities, and then conditioning your mind to regard this vision as a present reality. The world around you may not yet reflect this reality, but your inner conviction shapes and transforms the external in ways that reason alone cannot comprehend. When you learn to believe in this way, you become attuned to the universal laws that govern all creation. Let us examine how to establish this belief, especially when reason insists on denying it. It begins with acknowledging that the true creative process lies within your imagination. There you can craft any scene, create any outcome, and live fully in the realization of your desire. This isn't to deny the physical reality around you, but to give more weight to the reality within. Every experience, every moment of life first occurs within your consciousness before it appears in the external world. To understand this is to understand the power of belief. In order to bring a new reality into being, it is necessary to saturate your mind with the feeling of your desire fulfilled. This feeling is a knowing, an unquestioned certainty, as though your wish were already an undeniable fact. You may be inclined to say, "I cannot believe in something that reason denies," but this is only because you have been conditioned to rely on reason alone. True belief goes beyond the limitations of the logical mind. It taps into a deeper, intuitive knowing that transcends all doubt. Belief, in this sense, is not a fleeting hope or a momentary thought. It is a consistent, unshakable feeling that your desire is already yours. This kind of belief requires practice, for the mind has been trained to see only what is in front of it, to rely on what it knows from past experiences. But your mind can be retrained, it can be transformed to live in alignment with the vision you hold. This transformation begins by returning to the feeling of your desire fulfilled, again and again, until it becomes your natural state. When you practice this, you are cultivating a new pattern of thinking. You are creating a new baseline from which all of your thoughts and emotions emerge. This new baseline becomes your point of attraction, the state from which all manifestations flow. As you continue to dwell in the reality of your fulfilled desire, you will notice subtle changes in your perception, your emotions, and even your physical circumstances. These changes may seem small at first, but they are signs that your inner work is beginning to bear fruit. A key part of this process is learning to disregard appearances. The world around you may still reflect the old beliefs, the old limitations, but this is only because it takes time for the physical to catch up with the inner reality. Your task is not to focus on the outer world, but to remain steadfast in your inner conviction. Every time you feel tempted to look at appearances and doubt your vision, remind yourself that what you see is only a reflection of the past. The present moment, the moment in which you feel your desire as real, is the true creative act. When you learn to do this, you become immune to the fluctuations of the external world. You are no longer swayed by circumstances, no longer limited by what seems to be possible. Instead, you live from the truth of your desire, knowing that it is only a matter of time before it becomes visible. This is not arrogance, it is an understanding of the creative power that resides within you. In the process of cultivating belief, there may be moments of doubt, moments when the mind tries to return to its old patterns of thinking. These moments are natural, for the mind is simply reverting to what it has known. When doubt arises, do not resist it. Acknowledge it, and then gently redirect your focus back to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Over time, these moments of doubt will become less frequent, and your inner conviction will grow stronger. One of the most powerful ways to cultivate belief is through imagination. Imagination is not merely a tool for fantasy, it is the gateway to the reality you wish to create. When you imagine your desire, do so with all of your senses, with all of your heart. See it clearly in your mind's eye, feel it in your body, experience it as though it were happening right now. This vivid sensory experience is what brings your desire to life. It is what bridges the gap between the unseen and the seen, the invisible and the visible. Imagination, when combined with feeling, becomes the blueprint for manifestation. It is as though you are planting a seed in the soil of your consciousness, watering it with your belief, and nurturing it with your unwavering attention. This seed may take time to grow, but know that it is growing. Every time you return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled, you are adding nourishment to this seed, helping it to break through the surface and become a tangible reality. Another key aspect of belief is the ability to release attachment. While it may seem contradictory, the most powerful belief is one that is free from desperation, free from clinging. When you believe so fully in the reality of your desire that you no longer feel the need to make it happen, you are in a state of true power. This is not detachment in the sense of apathy or indifference, it is a peaceful assurance that your desire is already fulfilled. To reach this state, practice gratitude. Feel gratitude not only for the things you already have, but for the fulfillment of your desire, as though it were already a fact. Gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance, of fulfillment, and of joy. It is a powerful affirmation that your desire is already yours. Every moment spent in gratitude is a moment spent in the vibration of your fulfilled desire. When you believe so fully in the reality of your desire that you can feel grateful for it, even before it appears, you are aligning yourself with the very forces of creation. This alignment is what brings your desire into being, for it is a signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. It is a statement of trust, a declaration of faith in the unseen. In this state, you become a magnet for your desires. The world around you begins to shift, to rearrange itself to match the vibration you hold within. This shift may happen slowly, or it may happen suddenly, but rest assured that it will happen. For the outer world is but a reflection of the inner, and when you change the inner, the outer must follow. When you understand this truth, you realize that there is no need for struggle or effort. The creative process is one of ease, of flow, of alignment with the natural rhythm of the universe. It is not about forcing your desires into existence, it is about allowing them to unfold in their own perfect time. This allowing is an act of surrender, of trusting that the universe is working on your behalf. As you continue to dwell in this state of belief, you will find that your desires come to you effortlessly, as though they were drawn to you by an invisible force. This is the law of attraction at its highest level, a law that operates in harmony with the creative power within you. When you believe in your desires with such conviction that they become part of your identity, you are living in alignment with this law. To believe in the reality of your desires, even when reason denies it, is to live as a creator, to claim your place as a powerful, conscious being. It is to step beyond the limitations of the physical world and into the boundless realm of possibility. This is the path to true freedom, for it is a path that leads not only to the fulfillment of your desires, but to the realization of your own divine nature. As you continue on this journey, remember that every moment is an opportunity to strengthen your belief, to feel your desire as real, and to live from the truth of your inner vision. This is the essence of creation, the secret to manifesting a life that reflects your highest dreams and aspirations. In this understanding, you are no longer bound by the limitations of the physical world. You are free to create, to manifest, to bring forth any vision that you hold within your heart. This is the gift of belief, the power of imagination, the truth of who you are. Embrace it, live it, and let it transform every aspect of your life. For when you believe in the unseen, you are not merely living, you are creating. In every moment, the life you were meant to live. Expanding upon this journey of belief requires a profound shift in understanding the world around you, not as a fixed set of circumstances, but as a fluid manifestation of your own inner state. Reality is not bound by the limits of reason, nor by the logic of the physical senses. Instead, it is born from the imagination, that sacred faculty through which all things are created. Imagination is the true reality, and it holds within it the blueprint of every desire, waiting patiently for your faith to bring it into form. To believe something when reason denies it means seeing the world as an extension of your thoughts, shaped and molded by the feelings you nurture within. This is a deeply empowering realization, for it means that no condition is final, and no obstacle is permanent. There is a greater power within you that can override the apparent facts of life, transforming even the most challenging situations. When you learn to believe in this way, you align yourself with the creative force that underpins all existence, a force that knows no limitations and recognizes no barriers. In the quiet moments when you turn inward, visualize yourself as the person you long to be. Imagine this new self with such vivid detail that it feels as real as your present reality. Picture yourself living the life of your dreams, surrounded by the circumstances you desire, interacting with the people you wish to encounter. Feel the emotions that would accompany such a life, the joy, the fulfillment, the peace. These emotions are not mere fantasies, they are the seeds of your future. They are the whispers of what is yet to come, calling you to step into your highest potential. But it is not enough to merely imagine. The true power of belief lies in living from that imagined state as though it were already true. This means that in the quiet of your mind you begin to make choices and take actions from this place of fulfillment. You walk as the person you aspire to be, think as they would think, feel as they would feel. In doing so, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind, embedding within it a new pattern that will eventually express itself in your outer world. As you walk in this new consciousness, you may notice the mind's tendency to return to doubt, to question the reality of what you are imagining. It is natural for reason to resist, to insist on the evidence of the senses as the only truth. But you must gently remind yourself that the senses are not the final arbiters of reality, they are merely instruments that reflect back to you what you hold within. The power to shape your life lies in your imagination, not in the conditions you see around you. In the face of doubt, return to the feeling of your desire fulfilled. Reconnect with the inner conviction that your vision is already true. This feeling is like a steady flame, guiding you through the darkness of uncertainty, illuminating the path toward your dreams. The more you dwell in this feeling, the stronger it becomes, until it eventually outweighs the doubts and fears that may arise. This is the essence of faith, not a blind hope, but a confident knowing that what you desire is already yours. At times, the journey of belief may feel like a solitary one. You may find that others do not understand your vision, that they question your decisions or doubt your dreams. But remember that your journey is yours alone. You do not need the approval or understanding of others to believe in your vision. In fact, the most powerful beliefs are often those that are held in silence, nurtured in the privacy of your own mind, away from the noise and distractions of the outer world. This inner work requires patience, for the outer world may not change overnight. There may be periods of waiting, moments when it seems as though nothing is happening. But during these times, know that the changes are taking place within you, in the unseen realm of consciousness. Just as a seed takes time to grow beneath the surface before it sprouts, so too does your vision take time to manifest. Trust in the process and allow yourself to feel the quiet assurance that your desire is on its way. As you continue to live from this place of belief, you will begin to see small signs, hints that your vision is becoming reality. These signs may come in unexpected ways: a chance encounter, a sudden opportunity, a feeling of alignment with the world around you. Pay attention to these moments, for they are the universe's way of affirming that you are on the right path. Each sign is a reminder that your inner work is bearing fruit, that your belief is beginning to take shape in the physical world. One of the most profound aspects of this journey is the realization that you are not separate from the things you desire. The sense of separation is an illusion, a product of the mind's limited perception. In truth, you are connected to everything in existence, and every desire is simply a call from the deeper self to experience more of its own potential. When you understand this, you begin to see that your desires are not outside of you, waiting to be attained. They are already within you, waiting to be expressed. This understanding transforms the way you approach life. Instead of seeking to acquire things, you focus on becoming the person who naturally attracts those things. You shift your attention from the external to the internal, from trying to change the world around you to changing the world within. This shift is the key to manifesting your desires, for it aligns you with the true source of all creation, your own consciousness. In this new state of being, you realize that every thought, every feeling, every belief is an act of creation. You become more aware of the thoughts you entertain, the emotions you cultivate, and the beliefs you hold. You begin to take responsibility for your inner world, knowing that it is the source of all that you experience. This responsibility is not a burden, it is a gift, for it gives you the power to shape your life in accordance with your highest vision. As you deepen your understanding of this creative process, you come to see that there is no limit to what you can achieve. The only limits are those imposed by your own beliefs, by the thoughts that tell you something is impossible. But when you believe in the reality of your desires, even in the face of doubt, you dissolve these limits. You open yourself to a new realm of possibilities, a realm where anything is possible. This journey of belief is not always easy, for it requires a willingness to let go of the familiar, to step into the unknown, and to trust in the unseen. But it is also the most rewarding journey you can undertake, for it leads you to a life of true freedom, a life that reflects your deepest desires and highest aspirations. As you continue to walk this path, remember that belief is a choice to see the world not as it is, but as it could be. It is a decision to live from the reality of your desires, regardless of the evidence around you. This choice, made consistently and with conviction, is what brings your dreams into being. It is the key to unlocking the limitless potential within you, the power to shape your reality in ways that transcend reason. In this state of belief, you come to understand that life is not something that happens to you, it is something that you create from within. You are the artist, and your beliefs are the brushstrokes that paint the canvas of your life. Every thought, every feeling, every conviction is a stroke of the brush, contributing to the masterpiece that is your reality. So believe even when reason denies it. Trust in the power of your imagination, the reality of your vision, and the truth of your desires. Know that within you lies the power to create, to manifest, to bring forth a life that reflects the highest vision you hold for yourself. Embrace this power, live from this truth, and watch as your life transforms in ways beyond your wildest dreams. For when you believe, truly believe, you align yourself with the boundless potential of the universe. You become a co-creator with the divine, a living expression of the infinite intelligence that governs all things. And in this state, there is nothing that you cannot achieve, nothing that you cannot become, and nothing that you cannot experience. The world is yours to shape, your desires are yours to claim, and your dreams are yours to live. Embrace this truth, and let it guide you to the life you were born to create.